Welcome back to our show. Today we're diving into STS LNG bunkering, focusing on both safety and efficiency. It's a hot topic in maritime circles, right?
Absolutely. The maritime industry is embracing LNG as a cleaner fuel, and ship-to-ship bunkering is central to this shift. But with innovation comes questions, especially about safety and operational efficiency.
Let's start with the basics. STS LNG bunkering means transferring liquefied natural gas from one vessel to another. What makes this process unique compared to traditional fuel bunkering?
Well, LNG is cryogenic, stored at about 162 degrees Celsius. That means there are serious risks, like cold burns, leaks, or even explosions if things go wrong. Traditional bunkering with fuel oil doesn't have those exact hazards.
That explains why safety protocols are so strict. I guess both the human and technical factors must be addressed carefully, right?
For sure. The crew undergoes specific training, not just in handling LNG, but also in emergency response. Plus, the equipment, hoses, couplings, valves, is highly specialized and regularly inspected.
I've read that double-walled hoses are common. That's to prevent leaks, I assume?
Exactly, and there are multiple layers of monitoring: pressure, temperature, flow rate. If anything's off, the transfer can be halted instantly. Automation helps, but human vigilance is irreplaceable.
Sometimes I wonder if all those checks ever slow down operations. Does safety ever come at the cost of efficiency?
Good question. There's always a balance. Extra checks take time, but a single incident could cause massive delays or even permanent shutdowns. So, in the long run, strict safety actually improves efficiency.
That's a bit like wearing a seatbelt. It takes a second, but can save you hours or worse if something goes wrong.
Perfect analogy. Also, the industry is adopting digital tools like real-time data transmission and remote monitoring. These can speed up the process without cutting corners on safety.
Speaking of technology, have you seen any innovations in STS LNG bunkering lately?
Yes, there are new fendering systems to keep vessels stable and improved quick connect-disconnect couplers. Some systems even use AI to analyze operations and predict potential risks before they occur.
AI in bunkering, that sounds futuristic, but I guess anything that helps prevent human error is a plus.
True. Human error remains a leading cause of incidents. AI can flag anomalies and suggest corrective actions, but at the end of the day, trained personnel make the final calls.
Let's talk about regulations. The IMO and SIGI-DTO have pretty strict guidelines for LNG bunkering, don't they?
They do. There are international standards for everything from communication protocols to equipment specifications. Before any transfer, there's a checklist, sometimes pages long, that both ships must complete.
And I believe there's also a bunker checklist that's signed off by both parties before operations begin.
That's right. It covers everything: safety zones, emergency shutdown procedures, weather conditions, even communication signals. No one wants surprises during transfer.
Weather is a big factor, isn't it? High winds or rough seas can make bunkering dangerous or even impossible.
Exactly. Operations are often postponed if conditions aren't perfect. It might be frustrating, but safety always comes first. Better safe than sorry, especially when handling something as volatile as LNG.
Sometimes people forget just how cold LNG is. If it leaks, the gas can displace oxygen, creating asphyxiation risks. How is that managed?
Gas detection sensors are placed all around the transfer area. If methane levels rise, alarms trigger and operations stop immediately. Plus, all personnel wear protective gear.
It sounds like a high-stakes ballet, everyone moving in sync with little room for mistakes.
That's a great way to put it. Coordination is key. There are pre-transfer meetings, toolbox talks, and constant communication during the operation.
I imagine language barriers could be an issue, especially with international crews.
They can be. That's why standardized communication protocols are used, and often a common language, usually English, is required on the bridge during operations.
Let's touch on efficiency again. Are there metrics to measure how efficient a bunkering operation is?
Yes, operators track the transfer rate, total time, number of incidents or near misses, and even how quickly the setup and disconnection phases are completed.
So minimizing downtime is crucial, but never at the expense of safety.
Exactly. Operators often review each operation to spot bottlenecks or areas for improvement. It's a cycle of continuous learning.
Have there been any notable incidents that shaped current practices?
There have been a few, mostly minor leaks or nose failures. Each incident leads to stricter rules or improved technology. It's a bit like how aviation evolves. One incident rewrites the manual for everyone.
Speaking of aviation, I bet the attention to detail is similar. Pre-flight checklists, constant monitoring, and contingency planning.
Absolutely. In fact, some LNG bunkering procedures are modeled after the aviation industry's risk management frameworks.
What about environmental protection? I'm guessing spills are a huge concern.
LNG evaporates quickly, but it can cause cold burns to marine life and infrastructure. So spill containment booms and rapid response teams are always on standby during transfers.
That's reassuring. Is there much public opposition to LNG bunkering in ports?
Sometimes people worry about explosions or gas leaks, but with public education and transparent safety records, most concerns are addressed.
I heard that in some ports, bunkering happens at night to minimize disruption. Is that common?
It depends on the port and local regulations. Night operations can reduce traffic, but visibility is lower, so extra precautions are taken. Better lighting and additional watchkeepers.
Do you think LNG will remain the fuel of choice for ships, or will something else take over?
LNG is a stepping stone. It's cleaner than fuel oil, but as technology advances, things like hydrogen or ammonia might take over. For now, LNG is the most viable alternative.
In that case, do you think STS bunkering procedures will be adapted for those future fuels?
Most likely, yes. The basic principles, safety, efficiency, coordination, apply to any fuel transfer. But new fuels will bring their own unique challenges.
It's amazing how much goes on behind the scenes for something that seems as simple as refueling a ship.
Definitely, it's a complex dance, blending engineering, teamwork, and strict procedures. Most people never see it, but it's essential to modern shipping.
Before we wrap up, is there a particular innovation or practice you think deserves more attention in STS LNG bunkering?
I'd say the use of simulation training. It lets crews practice emergency scenarios in a safe environment. It's like a flight simulator, but for bunkering operations.
That sounds invaluable. You can't always predict what will go wrong, but being prepared makes all the difference.
Exactly, but preparation is everything. And as the industry evolves, so will the ways we train and protect both people and the environment.
To sum up, STS LNG bunkering is all about balancing safety and efficiency, with technology and teamwork at the core.
Well said. And as shipping continues to decarbonize, these operations will only become more important.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Next time, we'll explore another key topic in maritime innovation. Until then, stay safe and keep learning.
See you next time.